What's up, YouTube? It's Tyron Knight. You tuned to His Life. I'm about to be reacting to how good was Larry Bird actually. So I haven't reacted to a video in a while. Haven't reacted to a Larry Bird video in a while. I'm trying this new thing, doing voiceovers to see if you guys like it. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see my face. If you don't, let me know. But yes, we're gonna be reacting to Larry Bird again. As you know, and if you watch my videos, I'm very fond of Larry Bird's game. The way he could shoot the ball, facilitate, and he can also play defense too. I feel like that's an underrated part of his game, but he does everything in his power to win games, make the right play, just for his team, not just for himself. You can see he plays for his team. He dives for balls. He's inspired a lot of players, as far as like LeBron James. Like LeBron James is a great player, and he talked about how he watched Larry Bird and how Larry Bird one of the guys that influenced his game. So you can see his impact in basketball today, and in the evolution of basketball, Larry Bird is stamped as one of the most influential basketball players of all time. Is like beside Jordan, Magic, and all those guys. Like he's up there. So yeah, we're gonna get into this video. We already know how good Larry Bird is, but we're gonna get into the video. Yeah, let's get into it.
Bird was one of the best players to ever touch a basketball, and together with Magic Johnson, the biggest NBA star of the 80s. What made him so successful considering he was quite unathletic? And how would he fare in today's NBA?
True.
Did he win just because his teams were loaded? And where does he stand among the best shooters of all time? Watch the rest of the video to find out. A hick from French Lick. Bird was born into a poor family in French Lick, Indiana, a town of 2,000 inhabitants. Larry grew up a shy, introverted kid who didn't talk much, and he did most of his talking on the basketball court. He grew up to 6'9" and played at small forward. But with his understanding of basketball, he could play whatever position he wanted. Larry finished his high school career as the best scorer in school's history, and he could choose where he wanted to go to college. He started playing for Bobby Knight at Indiana University, but didn't like the spotlight and being around so many people. He then settled at Indiana State University, where the pressure was much less than with the Hoosiers. Larry averaged 30.3 points, 13.3 rebounds, and 4.6 assists in college. The Sycamores were invincible in Bird's senior year and became the #1 team in the country with a 33-win streak. Their only loss came in the 1979 NCAA Finals, where they played against Michigan State, led by senior guard Urban Johnson. Despite 19 points from Bird, Magic and his teammates celebrated the title in what was the most watched college basketball game in history at the time. Bird was named the Collegiate Player of the Year, leaving Indiana State as the 5th-ranked NCAA scorer of all time. He was already drafted, as the Boston Celtics selected him in the NBA draft in 1978, hoping that Bird, who qualified for the NBA as a junior, would skip his senior year. He opted to stay in Indiana, and when he finally arrived in Boston, the Celtics looked nothing like their championship selves, with consecutive losing seasons. Bird then single-handedly caused the biggest turnaround ever seen in the NBA at the time. Boston improved their record from the season before by 32 wins, and finished with 61 wins and 21 losses. Although his arch-rival Magic Johnson had an impressive season and won the title with the Lakers, Bird was named the Rookie of the Year with the average of 21.3 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. He also made the All-Star team and first-team All-NBA. And even...
Let me know in the comments what you think about that year of Larry Bird winning Rookie of the Year, because it is crazy that Magic Johnson went to the finals. Well, Rookie of the Year probably was named before the playoffs, right? Let me know in the comments if you guys know when they awarded the player in the NBA, rewarded the players for their accomplishments, I guess. As far as MVP, Rookie of the Year, if they did that, those awarded before the playoffs or after. I'm assuming before, but let me know what you guys think about Larry Bird winning the Rookie of the Year. Was it close? Was it neck and neck? I believe it seems like it was very close, because from what I see, if it were to be after the playoffs, that would be neck and neck, because Magic Johnson, what he did in the playoffs as a rookie, playing at the center position, putting the numbers that he did, like, for him to have competition too, if he were to do all of that and still lose, that would tell you something about how lethal Larry Bird is. But I believe it was before the playoffs, because I don't think they started doing that until like recent times, like where they would award the Rookie of the Year after the playoffs. If both rookies are in the playoffs, or MVP after the playoffs. If both players that are contending for the MVP award are like going against each other, and whoever wins, whoever loses, who outperformed who, type of thing. But I believe it was probably before, and Larry Bird probably had a better season than Magic Johnson. And then in the playoffs, that's when Magic Johnson really broke out and separated himself from everybody else. But Larry Bird was still there, still neck and neck with Magic Johnson. And a lot of people say that Larry Bird was better. And a lot of people say that Magic Johnson was better. It's like 50-50 with most people. But I think Larry Bird was more skilled. I think he was more skilled. I do like his game better, but I don't even know because Magic Johnson's game is lethal too, like in other ways, not just scoring, like passing. The fact that he can play all 5 positions, he's versatile. His finishing ability, like I feel like he's very much a threat as much as Larry Bird, but Larry Bird is different, man. Guarding him is probably hell. So let me know what you think in the comments. I would put Larry Bird over Magic. Let me know if you would do the same. Yeah. Let's get back into the video.
Finished 4th in the MVP voting and proved he could transform a mediocre team into a great one all by himself. A new green dynasty. After Bird's rookie year, the Celtics had a busy offseason. Legendary Red Auerbach worked his magic and brought 2 new faces to Boston that would form one of the biggest dynasties in NBA history. Auerbach robbed Golden State by sending them the 1st and 13th pick in the 1980 draft in exchange for center Robert Parrish and the 3rd pick, which became Kevin McHale. Along with the newly formed Big Three, the Celtics also had an all-star point guard, Nate "Tiny" Archibald, young and athletic forward Cedric Maxwell, and a few well-integrated role players that made the team complete. The head of the snake was, of course, Larry Bird, who was 2nd in MVP voting, en route to a league-leading 62-20 record. The Celtics avenged the loss to the Sixers from the previous year, and after a tough 7-game series in the Eastern Finals, they were in the NBA Finals once again. There they would be met by the Houston Rockets, led by prime Moses Malone, who was arguably the best center in the league at the time. Malone averaged 23 and 16 in the series, but the Celtics were too good of a team and would win the title with 4-2. Bird averaged 15 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists for the series.
Stay tuned for part 2 by clicking on the bell to turn on your post notifications and like. Comment, subscribe, and share for more content.
Please stay tuned for your daily devotion.
The good news about Jesus is that when the disciples come to him tired, he does not say, "Go away from me and get yourself together. Come back and then I can use you." He says, "Come away with me." The cure for your exhaustion is intimacy with Jesus. I'm saying, I agree. Take the holiday, take the vacation, tell them you need a little sabbatical, you gotta step back for just a little bit, you need a little margin in your life. Take the holiday, but don't take a holiday from Jesus. Don't take the sabbatical from your relationship with the Lord. Prayer shouldn't exit your schedule because these are your rest days. You still need to be the deer that pants after the water. Your soul has still got to be replenished and can only be replenished when you have intimacy with him.